Was a Friday. Good afternoon, everybody, from a beautiful, sunny, but rather windy northern KZN. I am Sean Taylor, and I am going to be with you guys for the next 2 hours, traveling around Africa and viewing Africa's most beautiful animals with you. And we are also going to be spoiled rotten by our tech team, who are the best in the business. And we're looking forward to spending these 2 hours with you guys. It's good to be back. Guys, don't forget, I love interacting with you. We all do. So please get in touch with us with our various social media channels that will be going up on your screen right now, as well as our website and our WhatsApp group as well. We'd love to hear from you, and of course we always have a theme as well. So yeah, please get involved, and let's see what we can find together. And of course, no start would be complete without our friends at Adonia Lodge in Kenya, and we are super blessed as well to start off with some oryx, or gemsbok as we call them here in South Africa. That is an awesome view there. I love that. And interestingly enough, the elephants are letting them drink. Wow. It's Friday, so I'm guessing that maybe they're just kind of relaxing into the weekend. Maybe Monday through Thursdays are a bit grumpier. I don't know. But I mean, look at that amazing sighting of those two gemsbok having a drink. And the gemsbok are something we don't see that often. The only time I really get to see gemsbok when I'm out on my trails is normally either Namibia or in some areas in Botswana, or indeed there in Kenya. So yeah, it's not a common antelope that you find everywhere. So when we get, especially as guides, when we get to see these antelope, like the other day, that grants, it was unbelievable the other day with the viewings that we saw. That Grant's gazelle, so it's a lot of fun to see. But I see that elephant on the right hand side has already got the ears out a little bit. Looks like he had a bit of a troubled youth, had a bit of an earring there. It looks like maybe he was part of an elephant bikers club, who knows. He looks pretty chilled. So guys, the theme today, I was wondering what we could do, and I think what we should do today is, considering the animals that we see, that we're fortunate to see every day, if you were an animal, what animal would you choose to be? But it's got to be for survival reasons. So you can't just say, oh, I want to be a lion, because being a lion is not a very easy thing to be in the wild, especially a male lion. So tell me what animal you would like to be for survival purposes. So basically being out in the wild and being able to survive, hopefully for your full lifespan. Let me know. Got a big guy coming up on the back here. Ears out. You can see that kind of behavior, the ears out. That's just basically making himself look bigger. And yeah, he's just, I wouldn't necessarily say trying to intimidate the other two, but basically just telling the other two, I'm coming in here, don't mess with me. And you see the other two have kind of gotten the message. Ears are flapping now, more relaxed. It's actually quite amazing to watch elephants, especially when you're on foot, because obviously all animals, their behavior changes on foot. And so when they know you are there, and you kind of are looking at them, there's always that like Mexican standoff that happens in the beginning, where they're kind of looking at you and they're trying to figure out, what are you doing? Or why are you standing there staring? Normally you stare in the vehicle. Why are you staring at us on foot? But what's interesting is over the years, you kind of figure out what certain animals, what scares them in terms of body language, because really it's all about body language. We cannot communicate with these guys. Sure, we can raise our voice and shout, or try and calm the situation with a lower tone voice, but you know, I don't know what get lost would be in trumpets for the elephants, so I wouldn't know how to say it. So it's all about body language out there, and I find with a lot of the animals, if you just position yourself in a certain way, they tend to just relax a little bit, like these guys did. That male kind of walked in from the back. You could see there was kind of like a tense little moment, and now they seem to have relaxed quite nicely and are having a bit of a chat. And it's amazing, and it changes. You know, elephants prefer you to kind of present yourself but give yourself some distance. Rhinos, actually, funnily enough, they because their eyesight's so bad, they tend to like to hear you. So quite often it's good to kind of announce yourself at a distance, and then I find talking to my guests as we move in a little bit closer, because their eyesight's not that great, they can't see us, but their hearing is phenomenal, and so they pick up a bit of a distance until you hit their bubble. When you get to their bubble, their little tail will corkscrew or the head will go up, and you back off a little bit and carry on talking, and they like that method of approaching them, at least in my experience, because for them that means that you're not trying to hide yourself. Because remember, if a predator is hunting, they're gonna try and hide themselves. They're gonna try and hunt and jump on them basically at the last minute. Whereas if you present yourself within enough space and let them know. I don't know if you guys have ever seen on wildlife programs, sometimes you know, a lion will be walking in the middle of an open area, and the whatever it might be, impala or zebra, are kind of walking towards them, having a look at them, because that's not normal behavior for a hunting lion. So if you get into these little nuances and you use your body as almost like a language with the animals, it's amazing how much of a good sighting you can have with them, especially with ellies. Simba, good afternoon. You really don't want to be an impala. Well, Simba, yeah. I think being an impala would be a big problem, I'll be honest with you. But you're saying maybe a buffalo. Yeah, I mean, you know, a fully grown buffalo wouldn't be the worst case. But I mean, you're also being hunted all the time by lions. So obviously you've got, you know, you're a strong human being that'll be able to deal with that kind of stress all the time. And then Mr. Elemental, you said a honey badger. Okay, so that's a goodie. A honey badger would be a goodie, because pretty much everything's scared of a honey badger. Or a cockroach. I don't know about a cockroach. I think you'd have to be worried about people standing on you and trying to wallop you out with a tennis racket. I had family that owned a farm in Zimbabwe. Was a great aunt of mine, and if there were cockroaches in the house, she used to flick them up and belt them outside with a tennis racket. I mean, of course the cockroaches still survive, because they can survive pretty much anything, but yeah, it was a very weird kind of Wimbledon that went on at her house. It was quite funny. And then Susan, you're saying a crocodile would be good. So Susan, that would be my pick. If I were to be an animal out there in the bush, I think I would be a crocodile, 100%. I mean, it's a tough life in the beginning. You know, only about 20% of crocs actually make it past being a youngster, because they just get eaten by pretty much everything. But yeah, once they get to probably about 3, 4, 5 years old, things are much easier for them. So I would go with that. So busy yakking, we're missing out on some good sightings over this early busy drinking.
This unfolds in front of you.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
Would you like to know the difference between a male and a female wildebeest? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
And that's it for this morning's drive.
She's just got her impala, everybody.
And we're going to be heading out and seeing what animals we can find.
If you love watching Wild Earth, here's a little tip. You'll gain access to the channel ad-free. You can rewind and rewatch sightings and gain access to our live Tuesday safaris. There's also behind the scenes videos, fireside chats, and every Safari Live episode, whenever it suits you. It's just the best way to connect with nature.
This close-up of the elephant can never complain about wrinkles. Once you see the wrinkles of an elephant, and you can see just on the left side of the eye, in line with the pupil, just on the left side there's his temporal gland, or emotional gland as some people call it. When we guide on foot, we'll be looking at that gland, especially with the males, and if we see that gland running or secreting, we generally turn and walk the other way. It really means that the bull is in must, and he's looking for females to mate with, and he's not always in the best mood, so we generally will stay away from them. Michaela, welcome, and thanks so much for your question. You're asking, do elephants always use their tail all day long as a fly spotter? So Michaela, pretty much. Especially in the summertime, the flies can be just almost impossible. So they're constantly swatting the flies away, and it makes a huge difference, because obviously, they're not the cleanest. They don't have the cleanest bums when they defecate, which is every half an hour or 40 minutes or so. And so the flies generally try and fly in. And so flicking their tails helps a lot with flies, and also biting and stinging insects, not necessarily just flies, but even though they've got very thick skin, there are certain parts of their body that the skin is not as thick. And so a nice nice bite from a botfly or a horsefly could go a long way in upsetting one of these guys. So the tail makes a big difference. We've got some answers coming through to the theme of the day. Don't forget, guys, the theme of the day is what animal would you be in order to survive in the wild? So we've got I think it's Vesutando. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Vesutando. Thank you so much. You said I'll probably be a bull elephant and live life to the fullest. So that's not a bad idea, to be honest with you. I mean, look at these guys, just living the dream. I mean, it's like coming to the pub every day. That wouldn't be a bad idea, I think. An elephant would be fun. I'm hoping with these eland coming in numbers that we'll have the same scenario as we had on Wednesday, where the zebra just ganged up on the ellies and eventually got their shot at the waterhole. It'd be great to see a nice herd of eland coming through. I don't know if any of you have ever seen in real life, or possibly on a documentary, actually how high these eland can jump. They are amazing. They can jump. They'll clear a 2-meter fence easily. They just hop straight over it. They're very, very agile creatures, and they walk really fast. I've been tracking eland before on foot, and you cannot keep up with them. There we go. Oh, beautiful. We've got the big male closest to us. Stunning creatures. So I'm sure a lot of you know the eland is our largest antelope species, but even so, sorry, I got a bit distracted. I thought that eland was going to do something, but yeah, they even though they are so large, the young ones still do something that we call laying up. So for the first 2 weeks of their life, they will lay up in the thick grass, and mom will come and feed them for the first 2 weeks and kind of move them around. Even though within the first 2 hours they're up and running around with the herd, they still will kind of chill in the long grass for a while until such time as they're able to move around with the herd. Again, I think it's because the herd moves so quickly. We're going to leave these guys for a little bit and move on over to our next waterhole, see what's going on. Tembe Elephant Park, and look at that weather, guys. Very nice. I feel like the scene never changes. Every time we get to Tembe Elephant Park, I feel like the elephants are kind of like on a WhatsApp group. And before we move over, someone says, "Okay, guys, positions." And they quickly get into their positions. That's what it kind of seems like all the time, right? Because they always seem to be the same guys in the same positions. But yeah, this is really cool. I love watching all these Ellies doing their different things, and one of the reasons why they're always here all the time is Ellies are animals. Animals actually they find comfort in a routine, especially if they're in an area where there's plenty of food and water for a period of time. They like to get into a routine, especially the breeding herds with the youngsters. And so it's not uncommon to have a herd coming through all the time. One of the lodges that I guide from, they've got a waterhole just outside the fence line. And at certain times of the year, you can almost guarantee at, say, 10:30 in the morning, the same elephant herds will come through all the time until the vegetation and the cycle changes, in which case then they move on. But you probably find with these guys plenty of food, plenty of water. Why go anywhere else? Let's be honest. So a couple of answers coming through to the topic of the day, which is what animal would you be to survive out in the bush? And Helga, thank you so much. You said you would like to be a majestic, mysterious African fish eagle. I'll be honest with you, I would love to be majestic and mysterious, regardless of whether I was a fish eagle or not. That sounds fun. I'm very tall, so majestic I'm not, and mysterious I can't be because I just stand out like a sore thumb, pretty much. But soaring above the bushveld, that sounds really cool, Helga. I like that idea. And then, is it black Scorpio topic? I'm not sure. I hope I'm getting that right. If I'm not, apologies. You're saying you would definitely be a hippo. Yeah. I don't know. That would be great in the summertime, just chilling in the water. Yeah, a hippo would be a good one. I'd like to be a hippo, actually. I enjoy the water, especially on the Zambezi or the Chobe River, somewhere there. That would be great. Could do a bit of birding. It would be awesome. Talking about birds, there's some Egyptian geese getting into the water there. The Egyptian geese family with their little goslings going for a bit of a paddle. And then one of the elephants there is just living the African dream on a Friday afternoon, just chillaxing on the bank there. Why not? Busy getting covered in mud. So as you can see, guys, the sun is blazing on the north coast there in Tembe, and yeah, this is. I mean, I wish I could teach my kids a thing or two about sunscreen. I'll be honest with you, my kids are terrible with putting sunscreen on, especially if we're at the beach or we're busy doing game viewing. But you can see these guys are putting their sunscreen on, and I mean, it's perfect. Keeps them cool, keeps the sun off their back, keeps the biting insects, because we're going into spring now, so the larvae will start to hatch, especially when we start getting some rain. This is perfect.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
Join us on the greatest and largest game drive in the world.
So quiet. It's unbelievable how quiet these guys are. I think that female's got a collar on as well. Oh, we've got some Inyala. So Wesley, thanks so much for your question. You're asking, are they born with only one tusk or do they lose it somehow? So Wesley, they there is a, or there's a male Inyala coming through as well. There are genetics where the elephants are actually born without their tusks. So normally, if you see an elephant without any tusks at all, it's basically that's the way it was from birth. Every now and again, the elephant will break their tusk off. Now the tusk. Now I'm going to move into another question, Wesley, as well. Jessica has asked, what's the difference between a horn and a tusk? And I'll answer both of you guys at the same time. Thank you, Jessica. So what will happen is if that tusk breaks off, the tusk is essentially an elongated incisor tooth. And if when they're young, that tooth breaks off like a human, if it breaks off within the gum line, it does not grow back. The nerve dies and there's no blood supply and the tusk just doesn't grow back. And so that sometimes will happen, Wesley. And then Jessica, so yeah, as you heard, a tusk is essentially a tooth. It's part of their dentures. Most of the time it's an incisor, whereas a horn is basically an elongation of the skull. So it is part of the skull, and it is normally covered, well, pretty much always covered by a keratin sheath, which is essentially what our fingernails are made out of. So if you ever, Jess, if you're ever in the bush and you come across a set of horns from an animal that's passed away, have a look and you will see that the horns are growing up as part of the skull, but that the sheath is just basically there to cover it and protect it. So peaceful. It's peaceful, but I reckon they're planning a big weekend. What do you guys reckon? I think they're planning a big one. I think there's a party tomorrow night. I think they're going to have a braai or barbecue tomorrow night. A vegan braai or barbecue, of course, because they're not meat eaters. There'll be no boerewors around. But I think they're planning a big braai. That's what I think. The cat father, greetings. Good to hear from you again. You are asking, well, actually, excuse me, you are actually answering the theme question today. and you're saying you would like to be a lion so that you can wander around the jungle carefree most of the time, with no fear of predators. So, cat father, yes, it would be cool to kind of walk around with a lion, but a lion has a very, very tough life. If you're a female lion, you have got to somehow bring up 2 to 3 cubs and protect them from other male lions trying to kill them, hyenas trying to kill them, not being able to get enough food. And then if you're a male lion, you are constantly stressed out about losing your territory if you're lucky enough to even acquire one. So it's a very, very stressful lifestyle. So I think anxiety is fairly high with the lions. So I would probably pass on that one. I think you're just a much stronger character than I am. I think I'd much rather be a crocodile and kind of just lie in the water and just chill and grab food when I need to. So we're going to leave our elephants who are planning the big braai or barbecue this weekend, and we're going to head over to Camelthorne. Nice. Ooh. Got some hippos lying on the bank there. Nice. Got some, gee whiz, check out the zebra at the top right hand of the screen. Wow. If I were those hippo, I'd be pretty concerned about this. They've like, it's like a scene from Lord of the Rings. Oh, I see they're busy moaning, although here come the zebra now. I love the call of zebra. It's just such an African sound, isn't it, guys? It's just so cool. So I've got a question from Panda. Panda, thank you very much for your question. You're asking, why don't creatures like fish and reptiles have horns and tusks? So, Panda, that would be pretty much ordained by Mother Nature. It would be a question of your place within the animal kingdom and evolution as well. And even though they do not have horns and tusks, reptiles have got they've got. Some of them have got very tough skin. Some of them have got fangs like snakes to protect themselves. So everything will have a type of protection. Mammals, horns and tusks are part of it. But, even fish. I fish quite a bit with my family. And there's a type of fish called a tilapia or a bream. And they've got extremely spiky dorsal fins. So if you catch one and you just grab it, it's really sore. You actually get like a hypodermic needle going through your skin in like 4 different places. And that fish uses that as protection, obviously. But if a bird tries to swallow it backwards, those fins actually get stuck in the bird's throat or crop. And the bird will actually eventually die. So, but over time, obviously, birds have figured out to turn the fish around and swallow from the head in to kind of go against those dorsal fins. But yeah, that's kind of how evolution worked with fish. Himmel, you were saying that it's like a day at Home Affairs queuing. Yes, it is like a day at Home Affairs queuing, except the queue is not as long here as it is at Home Affairs. But hopefully changes are coming with the banks soon going to be able to, it's being rolled out to the banks. We're going to have more banks that are able to help us with our IDs and passports. So hopefully queuing will be a thing of the past. I think the only queuing we'll have to worry about eventually will be the queue at Woolworths, which is quite long too. Simba, you're asking, do crocodiles eat each other? Yes, Simba, they do. Crocodiles are known to be cannibalistic, and it's not uncommon when crocodiles are very small in the first kind of year of their life, if they wander into a territorial male's area, whether it be in the river or in a dam or a waterhole somewhere, for them to be eaten. So crocodiles are, they pretty much eat everything. Anything is on the menu for a crocodile. I mean, I think they'd even eat Brussels sprouts, which says a lot, because I cannot eat Brussels sprouts, but I reckon a croc would happily eat a Brussels sprout, to be honest with you. They can pretty much eat anything. So yeah, unfortunately, even a baby croc is on the menu. I love how those hippo are just chillaxing on the bank there, just living the dream. See, it's Friday, guys. Everyone's chilled. Everyone's getting ready for the weekend. I love it. Suzelle, thank you so much. It's very nice of you to ask a question. Keep them coming, guys. Suzelle, you'd like to know, would all these zebra be from the same herd? So, Suzelle, no. This will be a kind of a congregation of many different herds. In Botswana, where Camelthorn is, they have a zebra migration, which kind of peaks in the summer months, where they move through the Makgadikgadi salt pans. It is absolutely stinking hot at that time of the year, but the pans are stunning in the summertime, lush and green, and just watching these zebra move through is a sight to behold. And believe it or not, take this number of zebra that you're seeing on the screen and times it by at least 10, and you get the idea of how many zebra you get to see at that time of the year. So it'll just be a general size zebra herd is about 12, which would be a stallion, a dominant stallion with his mares and youngsters. Sometimes a bit bigger, sometimes it's a bit smaller, but you can kind of gauge from there how many herds there would be, just by looking at those numbers. I've got that pod of hippo. Some zebra coming down now. So Catfather, you're saying earlier on when I said it's like a scene from Lord of the Rings, you're commenting and saying it's the same scene when Gandalf rushes in to save the hold. I think that was in, was that the Two Towers? I stand to be corrected, but I think it was the Two Towers, that epic scene at the end. And you're saying, wouldn't it be funny if he'd brought an army of zebras? I think the orcs would have absolutely freaked out if they brought an army of zebras. I think the zebras would have saved the day, and I think there would have been no need to get rid of the ring. I think it would have been game over. Got a hippo joining the pod there, but late to the meeting. You can see he's a bit darker than the other one, so he's obviously been in the water. Sheepishly coming over to the rest of them. Just looks like a massive collection of punks walking around with that mane on the back of their heads. I tried at one stage to have a mohawk, And it just didn't turn out well, to be honest. It ended up looking like a cockatiel. It was bad for business, to be honest with you. I think my wife walked about 20 meters in front of me whenever we went out. It was a bit of a fail. I eventually had to shave it off. The zebra pulled it off quite well, though. Cool, guys. Well, we're going to leave the punks and the hippo. We're going to head over to Victoria Falls, see what's going on at the Smoke That Thunders. Ooh, it's the old Vulture restaurant. Ooh, dinner's being served. There's some marabou stalks there too. I'll be honest, if that guy in the middle, I'd be concerned. Let's all pray for that man. I think he's in severe trouble. I think he better run. Nah, old hat. Just walks away. Cool, guys, never look at explosions. How cool is this? Check out those marabou stalk coming in. Check out those sacks that they're filling with meat, guys. It's like a little storage pouch for them. So vultures are very, very, very important to the bush, to the environment on a whole, actually. They play a very, very important role in disease management. And they all have their own little role to play at the carcass. And what comes to mind is we had an old bull buffalo, Duggar Boy, that had passed away. I think he'd been bitten by a snake. Because he was limping a little bit beforehand, but not like being attacked by lion limp. It looked like something had bitten him, or he'd stood on something possibly. But whatever the case, he passed away close to the riverbank, close to the lodge. And we watched the vultures coming in. So the first one to spot him was a Bateleur eagle. Obviously, that's not a vulture, but generally the Bateleur eagles are the tittletails of the bush. They are the ones that kind of find the kills. Most eagles, their eyesight's about 8 to 10 times better than ours, which is phenomenal. And the first few vultures that arrived were lappet-faced vultures. Now, the lappet-faced vultures are massive. They are like little planes essentially coming in, and if you've got access to Google or something, maybe have a look at these vultures as I go through, so you can kind of see what they're looking at. Although when I move over to the whiteback vultures, these are the guys on screen now. But the lappet-faced vulture is humongous, and they opened the carcass. They've got this big, massive, strong hooked beak. And they came in, opened the carcass up. It took almost like the saddles of meat as their reward. And as they were doing that, these guys came in, the whiteback vultures and to a lesser extent the Cape vultures, which are a bit more endangered. They came in and they just let loose like they're doing here now. And it is, you will not believe how they fight. It's carnage, honestly. It was like trying to find toilet paper during the pandemic. It was just carnage.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
Out here, every moment counts. As a Wild Earth explorer, you won't miss a thing. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7 and rewind if you want to catch something again. Enjoy behind-the-scenes videos, fireside chats, and early access to travel offers. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
This is really cool. Yeah, Julian, you're saying that the beak on the leopard-faced vultures is like a hatchet. Yeah, and they are stunning birds. And I don't know if any of you are photographers. I'm sure a lot of you are. But to get a shot of a leopard-faced vulture in a dead knobthorn tree or leadwood tree with that kind of beautiful light on it is like a just safari gold. They're just the most stunning birds. I love them. Really cool. You can see the marabou's kind of just looking for some leftovers here. I think it's pretty much done. It's amazing how quick it is. Absolutely crazy. Okay guys, so it looks like lunch has been served. We're going to move over, see what else is happening around town. Stony Point, ooh, and we've got some rock hyrax, or dussies as we call them. Was he chilling on the rock? Now that looks like a cool thing to do on a Friday. That looks awesome. So I know we left the vultures, but Deb D, you asked a question. Does only one sex of the stork have the pouch? Because you've never really noticed it before. So actually both of them have that sac. It's an air sac. And it's connected to their nostrils and kind of not their stomach. But in the males, it's much larger and a lot more prominent when they put it onto display. So their crop sits kind of just behind it, so you can see that sometimes hanging when they stuff their mouths full of meat. But that gular sac, as we call it, that we're busy talking about, they inflate it with their nostrils, and it's mostly for when they are courting females or dominance. So when they started feeding, you saw that one marabou stork come in with that sac inflated, and all they're trying to do is just dominate. They also use it, I've heard them actually using it as for sound as well, like a resonator. They make like a weird grunting sound with it. It's very strange. But yeah, to long story short, both sexes have got it, just a lot more prominent on the males. They're funny little things, these dussies. We don't get to see them that often, actually, dussies. You get quite lucky if you go up on Table Mountain, and kind of if you come up with the cable car, and you kind of walk out and start the trail off on the left-hand side. One of the first viewing points, every now and again there's a little family of dussies that hang around there, but they're not you don't see them that often, but they're fairly big. Males are a bit bigger than the females, but they can weigh anything between 3 and 5 kilograms, so they're quite large things.
Now this leopard that we're looking at is known by the name of Hlalamba.
My full name is Cedric Leslie Dold. I grew up mostly in the Lowveld. I grew up here pretty much on the southern side of Kruger National Park, a place called Marlow Park, for most of my years. Something surprising about myself, I did play drums in a band for many years. Best sighting I presented, we found Hlalamba and the 2 cubs, and the cubs are just way big.
On the rocks, they don't swim. They yeah, they're not part of the otter family or anything like that. So they would stay on the rocks, even though they are close to the water. They for a dip, sadly, even though it looks like the most gorgeous day. They would rather just chill on the land and watch everyone else swim. And let me tell you, it can get cold there. Very, very cold there. So, so it's lucky that the little dussies have got a double layer of fur to keep them warm. Because let me tell you, when that wind comes off the ocean with that cold current, it is absolutely freezing cold. I think we've got some. Is that penguins? I'm struggling to see with the camera shake. But yeah, if someone can confirm, I think those are penguins, guys, if I'm not mistaken. Look at them, they are penguins. Okay, now I can see properly. Busy chatting about. So I think we're going to move camera because yeah, the camera's having a bit of a tough start to its weekend. So let's move over to a new venue and see what we can see. Hopefully we can come back and check those penguins out at some stage. We've linked over to Tau, and yeah, we've got some zebra. It looks so barren compared to the sighting in Botswana that we had earlier with the hippos and all the zebra. Oh, that was a quick turn. Look at that backdrop. Wow. What a stunning view here. Looks like we got a spoonbill kind of in the middle right. That's busy fishing. We're going to move over to El Doño quickly and hopefully come back and have a look at some of the birds that are in that wetland. And honestly, it looks like nothing has changed. Oh, these guys are funny, eh? See, the zebra are starting their little gang. Try to push these ellies off. A beautiful eland there. So we're actually at El Doño. There's normally a really large herd of eland that normally comes in the morning. So they're fairly regular visitors to the waterhole here. It's going to be quite interesting. So I haven't done a summer on Live at the Waterhole with you guys yet. So as we go into summer, it's going to be very interesting to see who still hangs around you. Look, the Ellies I don't think are going to be going anywhere. But it's going to be interesting to see the animals like the zebra and the eland and the oryx, whether they kind of go off into the thicker bush and kind of drink at the natural pans that will form with the rain. Be quite interesting to see how the dynamics change as the wet season comes in. We're still a few months from that, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And check this out. It's like a scene from Lion King. I would try and do the Lion King beginning song, but I think you guys will turn off in shock if I try and do that. Looks like a nice drink. The zebra in the back are thinking, okay, if she's going to do it, we will do it too. This is so nice, man. Look at this. It looks AI generated. Am I right? You know, sometimes on various social media platforms, someone will post like a picture and there's like an elephant and a rhino in the background and a giraffe, and then there's a lion walking off with an impala in its mouth. And you can just see that was not taken. That was properly AI generated. And this is what this looks like now as well. Just completely, you got some zebra butts with some giraffe and ellies there behaving themselves, which is weird. How lucky are we, guys? So cool to hear them all drinking and all the little noises that they make. The zebra have actually got very cute bums. I'm not going to lie. Here we go. Here comes the headmaster. Have you guys ever noticed that elephants' ears look like the map of Africa? But have a look at the one on the right. Check, he's just turned just for us. Look at that ear. Look at that. I'm right at the bottom right hand corner along the margin there at the moment. Where are you guys? Tell me where you are. If you guys are in Africa at the moment, where are you on an elephant's ear? I'd love to know. Is anyone at the top of the ear? That would be cool to know. They're just so big. They're huge. Absolutely massive animals. I don't know if you guys have ever had the fortune of being close to an elephant, whether it be in a vehicle or on foot or anything like that. But I mean, they are just magnificently huge. Just so big and so dangerous, but yet so gentle. But they can be naughty, let me tell you. They can be very naughty. There are times where I'll come across them in the wild, and they have, you can see on their face, especially the bulls when they're on their own, you can see on their face they're bored and they now want to cause trouble, and they're waiting for you to kind of drive past, and they'll go behind a tree. But you must always watch out. You must always check for the elephant that is not behaving like an elephant. If an elephant's just standing still, not feeding, not flapping its ears, just kind of standing still watching, you know that elephant is thinking about how to ruin your day. They are so funny. And then if you kind of back off or you turn around, they get quite grumpy because now you've just ruined their fun. In come the warthogs. Oh. What do you reckon, guys? Who's got the cuter butt? The zebra or the warthogs? We'll call it Bum Watch. Bum Watch 2025. Who's got the better bum? I think I'm going to go for the zebra. The warthogs are just so cute. They're so ugly, but they're so cute at the same time. These guys will come and have a big drink, and then off they go again. Their favorite food is the roots of grass, roots and tubers if they can find them. It's they're so funny the way they dig. I'm sure you guys have seen. Whoopsie. I'm sure you guys have seen when they go down on their almost like elbows to feed. And the top of their nose is like a hard callus. It's very, very tough. And they use it as like a little shovel to dig up the grass, and then they feed on that. So they get their nose is always full of sand, and it looks like they just had a big sandy ice cream. So David, who's in Dar es Salaam, thank you so much, man. You were saying the ears of the Asian elephants are the shape of the map of India. So I've never looked at that, I'll be honest with you, but I certainly will be checking that out and having a look. How weird is that? I mean, how perfect, no? How perfect is that? Penelope, you're saying warties are my favorite ugly. I think I might have to agree with you there. They are, especially if you get a big male that's got an impressive tusks. Looks like he's got a massive moustache. It kind of just adds a little bit to his cuteness, so that he's not as ugly. Trying to figure out, what is this big man doing? Looks like he's trying to suck something up. Oh, it was water. I thought he was in the mud there somewhere. I think I need to visit Specsavers. Oh, here comes the warthog. They decided to come back for round 2. Ooh, Penelope, you've just mentioned that you are in Salt Rock and Sheffield Beach. That's basically my hometown. Essentially, I'll just live up the road from you, Penelope. What a gorgeous day we're having, don't you think? Stunning, man. Beautiful weather outside, awesome game viewing on TV. I mean, honestly, what more do you need? Maybe a lion chasing the warthog, but let's not get too greedy, shall we? The warthog in the front's got a pretty cool hairstyle, man. I like it. I wonder what gel he uses. Might go buy me some. The obviously, besides the obvious, trying to see whether it's a male or female warthog, best way to do it is they get their name obviously from the warts on their face. The males have got 2 each side, so they've got one by the eye and then one lower down, and the females have only got 1 each side. So it's the easiest way to spot whether it's a male or female is just to look at how many warts each side they've got. The male's one on the side of the first one close to the eye, as you can see with old Mr. T over here, that grows quite big, and it's actually used for when they fight, for the tusks not to poke their eye out. Again, isn't Mother Nature just so clever? I think that warthog with the cool mohawk is reincarnated. I think that warthog was the lead singer of an 80s rock band, and he just hasn't given up on the style. Check, you can imagine him. Yeah, he does. Look at him. I love it. What would the name of the band be? If the warthogs were able to form an 80s or hair band, as they used to call them, but an 80s rock band, what would they be called? Let me know, guys. There's a quartet here. We've got a lead singer on the guitar. We've got a bassist and a drummer. What are we going to call them? We need to give them a name before they leave the waterhole.
Everybody, looks like we have just located on a beautiful leopardess known as Clalamba. Even a hyena coming into the action as well now. Oh my word. She's stalking the hyena now. Leopard, hyena, lion, all together in one shot. Oh. Whoa. This is action-packed. My full name is Cedric Leslie Dold. Best driver at Wild Earth, it is me. I believe I'm the best driver. I think so, because I've best part of my job, I say, is just to try and look out for these animals, track them down. I love tracking animals. I love looking for fresh tracks, and if we can find them, it's just at the moment of accomplishment. If I wasn't a presenter for Wild Earth, I would be the drummer for AC/DC.
Out here, every wild moment matters, and as a Wild Earth explorer, you won't miss a thing. Watch the Wild Earth channel, ad-free 24/7, where you can even rewind and watch something again. Get access to behind-the-scenes videos, fireside chats, and access to early travel offers. It is the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Ever, because they just would stand around the water dispenser and just never get any work done. They just finish all the company's water and then go home. I think they're waiting for retirement, for their pension to kick in, and then they're going to say sayonara and go live off in the bush somewhere. Doesn't sound like a bad idea, let's be honest. Got some zebra calling in the background. Erica Old now, you're saying hairy snouts. Again, very punk rock. The hairy snouts, live and in person. But yeah, warthogs are not the prettiest animals, as we said. We might have to Photoshop their album cover. Just like give them, like, put like a, I don't know, maybe just beautify them a little bit. Check the zebra in the background there. I think it's like late to the party. He's like, oh, should have come earlier when there were more of us. Now I'm never going to get a drink. So Grey Mango, you're saying we could put makeup on them like Kiss. Yeah. Although to be fair, I don't know whether that would make them uglier, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm not sure. We would kind of have to kind of we'd have to have, you know what, we'd need a day just to try different things out. See the starlings busy running around on the ground there. We had a Cape turtle dove as well. Oh, here we go. Here come the other zebra now. There's the Cape turtle dove just at the bottom right, coming into the central picture there. So the Cape turtle dove their sound is very unique. They have that like thing. I know that probably doesn't sound anything like it, but hopefully you can get what I'm trying to put across. It sounds like they're saying work harder. So during the week we say it's saying work harder, and then on the weekends we say it's saying drink lager. So as humans, we're adapting what the birds are saying to fit our unique things that we like to do on the weekend. Such a cool low angle to see the zebra coming in. At least the starlings are getting some water now, because I think the zebra are about to take over again. It's so beautiful. Every time we come to this waterhole, there's always those beautiful umbrella thorn trees. You can see the one kind of between those two elephants. Beautiful big umbrella thorn, acacia. It's Acacia tortilis as it's known. So I know in Kenya that those umbrella thorns, the wood is quite hard, and so local communities actually make curios from it. Beautiful wooden curios. And the giraffe love those trees, especially the pods. The pods have got very, very high protein content. And the giraffe and the elephants absolutely love them. And then whatever falls on the ground will be utilized by the other animals as well. Is it just me or the elephants being extremely polite today? Have you noticed? They let the eland drink, the giraffe drink, the zebra drink, the punks, the band, although everyone wants the band to drink with them, let's be honest. So we'd exclude them. But at the top of the show there was the oryx or gemsbok that were drinking as well. I wonder what there will be certainly there will be a plan to lure them in. But yeah, they've been very chill today. It's actually been quite nice.
Oh, wow.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight. We'll be
And you pretend like you're a citizen, eh?
Got no idea what's going on in this reserve. expecting the unexpected.
Are we stuck down there?
What am I trying to do?
So we have another giant of Mabula.
That was incredible.
This is unbelievable.
It's going to be a spectacular afternoon.
Safari, wine, and waterfalls. The ultimate African adventure. Sip South Africa's finest wines. Experience a world-class safari among Africa's iconic wildlife. And stand in front of Victoria Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world. All this can be yours with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
So Growler, thank you so much for your question. You're asking what is the largest species of zebra? So that would be the grevy's zebra, Grevy's zebra. That's the largest of all the zebra species. They're big, very, very big. They can weigh up to, I think they weigh between 4 and 450 kilograms. So that's what, about 950 pounds or so, somewhere there. They're very, very large, and they actually they're unmistakable. They've got these large kind of rounded ears that you can see straight away. I've got nothing to do with these particular zebra we've been seeing, which are the plains or Burchell zebra, and also the mountain zebra that we get. And you do get them in northern Kenya, so not too far away from where we are here at the waterhole. And you get them into Ethiopia as well. But sadly, they're very endangered. I've actually seen a few in Namibia too, to be honest with you, now that I think about it. But yeah, they're most endangered, so you don't get to see them that often. But they are massive, absolutely huge. And the stripe pattern is a bit different to the plain zebra as well. Got some eland coming in the background there. I want to see the oryx again. That's what I want to see. Gemsbok. Maybe we'll get lucky. We're going to go back to Tembe. Hopefully when we come back, the Gemsbok will have graced us with his or her presence. Back in the elephant painting. That's something. Don't you think Bob Ross would have loved to have done like a painting like this with the elephants? I don't know if any of you know Bob Ross. Yeah, he's kind of a legend. He used to have this kind of painting show on television. Jeepers, I hazard to say in the 70s, maybe early 80s. He had the most amazing hairdo, man, I tell you. It looked like a buffalo weaver's nest. And he's become quite popular on YouTube recently with this whole ASMR fad that's going on. But he would have loved this scene. Elephants, the trees. If he was only alive now, I think we could maybe just email him and say, get over to Tembe Elephant Park. I think you could do a painting there. Oh, take this looks like an old female with her very droopy ear, sad ear. Looks like she's got like a she likes her privacy, and she's got like a little curtain that she pulls over her face so that no one can see her. or like a little shade. You know what it is? It's for shade. That's exactly what it is. It's got a bit of a cap going. Have any of you guys been to Tembe Elephant Park? Let me know if you guys have been there. It'd be awesome to know. So I don't, as the crow flies, I don't live very, very far away. But sadly, I've actually never been there. But from what I hear, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. With some really good game viewing as well. So let me know, have you been there? What have you seen? Did you enjoy it? Let us know. I'd love to find out. Maybe I'll put it on my next camping, although I suppose I don't think you can camp there because it's private, but maybe around the park you could possibly camp. Got some impala. Having a bit of a drink. The one with the floppy ear, I love that ear, man. It's really cool. Oh, see these elephants in Tembe Elephant Park are not as kind as the ones at Aldonia. I think they should maybe have a little meeting and chat about, you know, for the goodness of for our sakes, should I say, while we're viewing, at least for the 2 hours that we're viewing, they should be a little bit more hospitable and share the waterhole a bit more. I mean, there's plenty of the water. Look, we got some Inyala that side. Beautiful male Inyala that's walking up, kind of in the middle. I love male Inyala. It looks like they're wearing socks. These like fawn colored socks, knee-length socks. Beautiful, beautiful creatures. So I've got a question here from Jawad Pakani. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Thank you for your question. You are asking, what is the rarest animal you've ever seen on safari, or I've ever seen on safari? Sure. So I think if we're talking animal, probably an aardwolf. Is the rarest I've seen. I still haven't seen a pangolin. Okay, I've been guiding for nearly 15 years now. I haven't seen a pangolin. It's just eluded me. I nearly saw one once in Hawangi, but by the time we got called in from another guide, and I safaried it there, and it had gone into its burrow. But yeah, I would say it was we were in Etosha, and I saw an aardwolf, and I was absolutely blown away because you never see them. And I think if we're talking birds, I think the rarest bird I've ever seen is an African finfoot, which was quite cool. I actually nearly crashed my car when I saw it. Couldn't believe it. Very, very rare bird. See a few of you are commenting on Bob Ross, Kay, Dawn, Lizzo. Yeah, he was a legend, wasn't he? Absolute legend. And what I loved about his paintings was in the beginning, he would start drawing, and like it would seem like nothing in the beginning, and I'd kind of be like, oh, they've stumped Bob. I don't know if Bob's going to come back from this. And then next minute, these weird little zigzags that he's made turns into this most magnificent mountain setting. He really was talented. I think it took me 2 episodes to get over his hair. His hair was absolutely amazing. I wonder how long it took to get his hair like that. And see, they're still planning their weekend, these guys. I think we're going to leave these guys and we're going to head over to Botswana, to Meno Kwena. Go see what's going on there. Honestly, like, they just love the limelight, don't they? These Ellies. They're just everywhere. And I thought Africa was just full of impala. You see there's some pollution happening here with that elephant in the front, polluting the waterways there. There's just offsides. Oof, there's a big Ellie. Ooh, wow. There's a big guy on the left-hand side there. Got some zebras there. I did see briefly on the right side of the picture there was just flapping around there. It's called a blacksmith lapwing. It's a type of bird that you see around the water quite a lot. For those of you who like birds but don't kind of have lists or anything like that, they used to be called plovers or plovers, as some people say, but they were upgraded to lapwings. They're so destructive. I mean, look at all the damage. They've almost like made this massive highway down to the water. There's nothing growing there. They really are destructive. There's that blacksmith lapwing. Really cool birds. So they've got a piercing call, almost like a how could I describe it? Like a mallet, like a piercing sound of a mallet or a hammer being hit. And that's actually where they get their name from, the blacksmith lapwings. It comes from that noise that they make. They're very, very common birds. We're going to leave these guys, and we're going to head on over to another venue. Let's go see what's going on. So we're back at Tower Game Lodge and we have more elephants, but this is cool. They're actually doing something besides planning their weekend activities. Look at that little one in the mud, just loving life. That is cute, man. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I think the one on the left's about to go down for a little bit of a rub. There we go. Oh yes. You know where I live, which is very close to Belito, you know there's people that pay really good money to be covered in mud in the name of exfoliation, whereas they could just go to Tower Game Lodge and just go jump in the mud with these guys. Probably has more minerals in it. That looks like fun, I'm not gonna lie. That looks like a lot of fun. I would love to be involved there. It literally takes the saying head to toe in a completely different like tone, right? Just completely covered. Oh, bit of moaning there. Beautiful, man. So Lenny, you're saying you've ever seen a striped hyena? You're saying Aldonio has them at night. So yeah, basically an aardwolf is a striped hyena. So yeah, so now I must actually keep a lookout for that. That would be awesome to see.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
If you love watching Wild Earth, here's a little tip. Become a member. You can gain access to the channel ad-free, you can rewind and re-watch sightings, and you can join our Tuesday live safaris. There's also behind the scenes videos, fireside chats, and every Safari Live episode, whenever you want it. It's just a better way to stay connected to nature.
It's 12 months, they give birth, and they fall pregnant fairly quickly afterwards again. So, you know, for that mom to lose that calf will be replaced fairly quickly. So, yeah, the herd are not too keen on helping each other out like the buffalo. But then let me tell you, you bring it up, the buffalo are pretty impressive when they turn and face lions. Yeah, you can see on the lion's face, you can see in their face, they're like, oh, hang on, wait, this was not, we were not told about this. This was not part of the memo. We were not, our mom did not tell us that these big, tasty things would turn and actually get quite aggressive with us. BBC, you're saying well done on my Scottish knowledge. Oh man, I tell you, besides unicorns and haggis, that's pretty much all my knowledge that I've got of Scotland. And yeah, so you just happen to ask the right question. I think anything else, realistically, I probably just would have pretended that I didn't see your question, if I'm honest. But thanks so much for interacting. It's always good. Appreciate it. So with elephants, their trunk is kind of it's their nose basically, but it's an elongation of their nose and their top lip. And I often wonder to myself, you know, when they're doing this with the mud, I wonder, like an inexperienced, fairly young elephant, whether by mistake they kind of almost like sniff and then suck the mud in. You know, like we do sometimes with like a drink going down the wrong way or something, and then they have like a little choking fit. Wonder if it ever happens to them. It's so cute, man. But eventually, matriarch will get up and she'll say, come guys. There's trees to push over, grass to pull up. Life's got to carry on. Jake's like, where'd everyone go? Perfect, man. Nice spa bath, sunscreen, cool down, and nice drink, and off they go. The bush is looking so dry. Sure. Oh, that one missed. That one needs a mirror. He has missed entirely, and he's going to have the worst burn ever. Penelope, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you being with us today. I hope you have an awesome weekend. And you're saying that maybe you'll see me on the beach one day. I'll just look for the tallest gent. So if you're unsure if it is me, just look, I'll probably be wearing Crocs. Another reason why I embarrass my family to death. If you see a tall guy in white Crocs, with or without socks, it depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like glamming it up, I'll put some socks on. If not, then I'll just wear my Crocs. But yeah, that's a pretty good bet. Tall guy with Crocs. Please come and say hi. I'd love to meet you. So we're going to leave the dirty family here of Ellie's, and we're going to head back to Aldania, see what's going on at our resident waterhole, which basically it is these days. Oh my goodness, guys. That is a secretary bird. How cool is that? You hardly ever see these guys. Wow. Oh, how beautiful is that, eh? And they are big birds. I mean, you can't necessarily see with the camera, but these are big birds. And funnily enough, I was in Savuti in May guiding guests, and we had secretary birds. They were all over the place actually, and we had one that grabbed a snake, and was trying to deal with the snake, killed it, and as it killed it and tried to kind of manipulate it to start feeding, this huge tawny eagle flew in and did a drive-by and basically stole it from it. And I promise you, I've never seen a bird more disappointed in my life than that secretary bird. It was so quick, and you could see on its face, it was so upset. I think it just went home. They are so cool, man, and you often see them nesting in large trees, like the umbrella thorns that we were talking about. You often see them with their nests up there, and the males and the females will share the nesting duties. But like I was
Let's go and take a look. See you out there.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
captain stance, I think, from the Captain Morgan adverts. You know, he's on that like barrel. That's what that elephant's doing. Getting ready for the weekend. See these little guinea fowl. They're actually beautiful birds. You know, with those like little kind of white dots and the blue face and those. They're called helmeted guinea fowl, obviously because of that big kind of like almost medieval helmet that they're wearing, which is hard. It's actually like a long uncut fingernail. I had a guest, a youngster on a game drive once asked me, are they holding their breath? Because they went blue in the face. I thought that was quite funny. I love kids on game drives. They see the world so different to how we see it. And they ask the best questions. Man, I just love it. Wildlife Lady, thanks so much for your compliments for myself and the team. We really do appreciate it. Definitely be seeing you next week. And Lucy, you are asking, how can one tell the age of an elephant? So Lucy, it isn't easy to tell the age of an elephant. You kind of would look at their dental structure because their teeth wear down, but the quickest way to find out is as they get old, because their skull weighs so much, their head dips down and you can almost see it drops below the shoulder line. And normally when they get to that stage, they're in their 50s or so. And they live to about 60, 65 in the wild. Other than that, you know, their tusks grow at certain, like us, you know, that grow at certain, and they wear their tusks down. But yeah, that's the best way to look at it, is if they are, their heads are quite tall and upright, they're in good nick. But if it starts to drop below the shoulder line, you know, they're quite old. And guys, we are nearly done. I'm sad. It's been a great show. It's been a show pretty much dominated by elephants, let's be honest. But it's been awesome nonetheless. We had some great sightings. I've really enjoyed your interactions as normal. I'll be honest with you, I don't think these elephants are going anywhere soon, to be honest with you. And then obviously, guys, don't forget the game drive. Join Wild Earth with the game drive in half an hour's time. It's been some phenomenal sightings recently. So guys, from myself and the best techs in the world, and the elephants and the giraffe and the zebra and the guinea fowl, all of us would like to send our love and say thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Much love to all of you. Cheers.
Well, good morning and welcome to your sunrise safari right here on Wild Earth, everyone. It is so good to have you on board. My name is Amy, and behind the camera with me is Panda. There we go. And we are here at Sandringham Private Game Reserve, and we have headed straight to the spot where we had a buffalo carcass yesterday evening, as well as 4 hyenas that were busy feeding, lots of hooded vultures, some